Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, we are up against Rengar top. So this is going to be another one of those informative videos where I just, talk over one of my ranked games. So this is Diamond 2, roughly. So it is going to be definitely a lot more higher quality content. So versus Rengar, you can go PTA, but I like going Grasp on my main. So we're going Grasp, Demolish, Bone Plating because Rengar does a lot of initial burst. Revitalize, Presence of Mind, Last Stand, and we're going attack speed, damage, and armor. So the way Rengar is, as you guys see, I warded that bush, and the reason why we warded that bush is because this is like that middle bush right here is the one that Rengar is going to be actually, in whenever he's going to be looking to CS or also poke us. So like you see how there's the 3 bushes, you want to. If you have just one ward, I like warding that one because as Warwick, you tend to want to keep lane dominance, right? You're going to be auto-attacking, kind of naturally pushing the wave. So that's just what I like doing because you can buffer a Q on Rengar and get a proc of like a Q grass proc on him. So that's a big reason why I went Grasp is because since he's going to be jumping on me or jumping on minions to try farming, proccing Grasp is going to be really beneficial. So, and also, guys, I just want to say quickly, thank you so much for the support. The channel's been growing so well recently, man. And I mean, hey, I don't even really understand why, but I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it, and you guys are unreal. So thank you to everybody. But yeah. So Rengar versus Warwick, you need to be careful with your ult because if you ult him and he has 4 stacks of his passive, as you guys see how right now he has 2 and now 3 and then 4. So whenever Rengar has, 4 stacks of his passive, that's like when the bar under his HP is like red, orange, whatever color I'm colorblind, like either red or orange, because that gives him a whole access to a whole new all of his abilities actually are completely different. Your Q gives you a lot more damage, his Q gives him a lot more damage and also attack speed. His W cleanses him of all CC. So including suppressions. So that's something that's pretty crazy. All right. So something that, you have to be careful with. So it's just one of those things you do have to be safe with. You just don't want to be ulting a Rengar if he has 4 stacks. You kind of want to have him bait his W or bait his empowered ability. So yeah, that's basically how you want to work for Rengar. So all we're doing here is just looking to push the wave. Rengar's not pushing up. He's really not pushing up. He's not even trying to contest us. This is also a pretty long game. I mean, longish. It ends up being like a 30-minute plus game, but with the editing, it's roughly 20-something minutes. So as you guys see, we had enough for a pickaxe. We wanted to pick up a pickaxe because we pushed the wave in. It was crashed under his tower. So right now, we're back in lane. He doesn't have any items. We have a pickaxe, so obviously we're going to look to fight him. So right here, we're looking to hard engage. We hold our Q to follow his jump. We flash. Even with our W move speed, exactly. I didn't necessarily need to flash. I just wanted to guarantee the kill. I didn't want to chase him around, have his minions crash under the tower. I wanted to get the kill at this state of the lane because the wave is in an absolutely perfect spot. The wave right now is in a perfect spot, so I didn't want to chase him around and have the wave crash. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So one thing, another thing that you have to be careful with for Rengar is he's one of the champions where you actually want to make sure you use your E, kind of, I wouldn't say right away, but pretty early on, usually close to right away, because he is all initial burst, right? He's all initial burst, and more often than not, you want to completely sit onto your E. You don't want to usually press it for fear. So yeah. So right here, I tried to do something pretty crazy. I thought he was gonna E me. That's why I barriered and ulted. I thought the E was gonna land, but it didn't even land. My ult missed. I absolutely cheesed. It happens. It happens whenever you're, in higher elo. It kind of, you kind of crack under pressure. You're more so worried. So right here, we're just trying to auto attack minions because Rengar is extremely low. So are we. So right here, he's got no HP. He has no flash. That's it. He's literally just one auto attack from death. Boom. And our E saves us from the turret, as you guys see, right? I didn't E to engage. There's no point using my E to engage. I used my E to tank the tower shots in order to not die. Because since Rengar has no flash, like we know he doesn't have flash, his flash time is the same as ours, okay? So since he doesn't have flash, it's a given. Like he's at 1% HP, so we have a bunch of movement speed towards him because of our W, right? And then we don't need to use our E to engage because we know we're not going to die from one turret shot. We'll die from the second one, right? So then we use our E to negate the second turret shot. We don't want to use it right away. We want to use it whenever we know that the turret will kill us unless we use it, okay? So as you see, we picked up our Tiamat, we picked up our Phage. I explained this in another video. I really like this combo of items because you're so flexible on what you want to build. Like, you can build into your Titanic, you can build into your Divine Sunder, or you can build into your Gore Drinker. And the reason why this is really nice is because in order to finish Gore Drinker, you need a Ruby Crystal. You still need a Ruby Crystal in order to finish Gore Drinker, and Divine Sunder, and Titanic. So you actually can pick between 3 different routes of items, right? And you still get wave clear. You still get dual potential because of the Phage. You actually have a decent amount of damage because Phage and Titanic in total give you 40 attack damage, which is really, really nice. So it's actually pretty flexible in terms of what you can buy. And also, I explained this in that other video as well. If you go Tiamat and you have Phage, if you read Phage's tooltip and it works, just dealing physical damage to a champion, not auto attacks, just dealing physical damage to a champion makes it so that you heal for 2% of your max HP over 6 seconds. Since the Tiamat splash deals physical damage, watch. Well, I mean, I queued him there, but watch. Whenever I go for like a little tiny auto attack on a minion, and then the Tiamat splash hits him, I'm healing 2% of my HP over 6 seconds because of Phage. Right? So it actually gives you a lot of hidden sustain in lane, which is really, really nice. Warwick already has a lot of sustain, but he only heals up to 50% of his HP from his passive, and you don't want to necessarily be queuing all the time in lane to heal up. So this is another really good tactic that people can be doing to heal up in lane, is buying a Phage, sitting on it, and then building towards Titanic, or sitting on Phage Tiamat and then deciding what they want to build depending on how the game goes. So as you guys see, look, you see how I have Phage proccing right now? I have the Phage buff on my bar. All right, obviously, see right there, I attacked the minion and I got the Phage proc. See that? Because the Tiamat splash hit the Rengar. So a little unfortunate that the Galio, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure the Galio ulted here. Yeah, so the Galio ulted, we flashed it at a pretty decent time. A little unfortunate that Xerath wasn't able to come around. The Galio does a really good auto there. Really, really good auto. And then, boom, we get killed by Rengar. It is what it is. So we pick up Boots, Giant Spelt, and Ruby Crystal. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, let's just build towards Titanic. Let's just get Titanic. Because like I said, you're very flexible. I could have went Gore Drinker. I could have went Divine Sunder. I could have went Titanic. And we just decided to go with Titanic. Reason why is because we're not necessarily very ahead right now. But we have a good enough lead to the point where Rengar is not going to want to push into us. We have lane dominance, and we're going to have lane dominance. And what Titanic is going to offer us is insane wave clear, right? Titanic is just 3 or 4 autos max, and the entire wave is dead. Okay. So that gives you the ability to roam, which is really, really good. If you have a lead or any form of pushing pressure and you're able to roam, that's really, really nice. Okay. But another thing it offers you is poke, right? It offers you poke. So right here, I just wanted to get the Demolish proc. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to heal up anyway. So I wanted to get the Demolish proc, which I did. And then Galio's Mia. And then, I die. So I'm getting camped now because, I'm really pushed up. So I'm just playing aggressive because I'm really close to my Titanic. So right now my team is fighting here. I'm just looking to sniff over there. Right now I'm just zooming over there. I'm sniffing because people are below 50. But yeah, so as I was on about with Titanic actually offers you a lot of poke, because every time you're attacking a minion, that cone is going to hit them, and then you're going to be not only proccing Sorry, not only dealing, you know, the damage that the cone deals, which is like, I don't know, roughly between 50 and 70, depending on their armor. But you're also proccing Presence of Mind, which is going to give you mana, and you're proccing Phage if you haven't completed your Divine Sunder or your Gore Drinker yet. So it's really, really nice. Titanic with Phage and Presence of Mind is actually a really good like trio, because like I said, you get poke, you get the HP regen, and you get the mana regen if you have Presence of Mind. So it's a little tip for you guys if you guys have problems with, like, you know, mana regen and stuff like that in lane. I didn't want to hold my Q because I have no idea where anyone else is on the map. I didn't want to look for a fight. I just wanted to attack him there. So, but yeah, so like I said, guys, this is like D2. So like this is Diamond 2. Like the ELO, I mean, it's not like, oh my god, this is amazing, the ELO, this and that. I'm just looking, like, you know, showcasing that I'm doing stuff in this ELO, right? Which, I mean, the ELO isn't bad. It's like top 0.7% or whatever it is, 0.65%, whatever my count is, which is pretty, like, it's pretty cool. But yeah, so right there I'm just doing like a little you know, friendly chirp, meaning that's like a Canadian thing for saying like trash talk, because I'm getting camped up there, right? So I'm trying to get their head a little bit. So here we're grabbing Herald. The reason why we're going with Herald is because we can easily apply tons of pressure on the map. Clearly, we're already pulling 3 people top. Well, if we have Herald, they're going to want to send more people, because if I kill the Rengar, then I get a ton of access top lane. And Dragon spawns relatively soon. I believe I pressed tab and you'll see it. Yeah, as you guys see, Dragon spawns in about a minute and like 20 seconds, okay? So that means if I go top, and like this is my mindset right now, guys. I'm foreshadowing a bit here. You guys are going to see, but my thought process here is if I go top, I need to kill Rengar, because if I kill Rengar, it is a free inhib, okay? It's a free inhib when they're on Dragon, because if I kill Rengar, it's open. So he's going to shadow me top. That means it's going to be a 4-on-4 down at Dragon, right? And if it's a 4v4 on Drag, if they send someone for me, my team's going to have an advantage, right? So that's something that you need to make sure that you're actually like doing, okay? You need to understand like when you need to kill someone and this and that, right? So that's why all we're doing here, see, this is crucial, guys. What you're seeing here is crucial. You see how I backed up? I backed up. I want their team to think that I'm not still pushing. So they send Rengar here, and they're like, yo, Rengar, just clear the wave. Like, they're probably thinking, yo, Rengar, just clear the wave quickly and then like come group up to drag. That's why I backed off. But since I showed back up again, Rengar needs to stay here, right? Like, he needs to stay. And I ulted him. I'm like, hey, like I said earlier, I need to kill the Rengar. And boom, I kill the Rengar. So that means now, see how I'm spam pinging the dragon? That means that my team needs to do dragon pressure, okay? Because I killed Rengar, they have nobody top lane unless they literally send someone top lane. So now that gives my team an advantage, because the enemy team is either, like, they're like, okay, we send someone for Warwick, but if we do that, we give up dragon. But then they're thinking, it's like, well, if we don't send someone from Warwick, then they take the inhib, right? So it's like, you get them thinking. The enemy team is all like kind of like fluttered, like they're not too sure what to do. You know, they're spam pinging the Rengar for dying. Like, these are things that you need to take advantage of, okay? Like, little tiny things like this, guys, these are micro plays that make a massive difference. Like, micro, people argue it's macro, micro. Like, that's a tiny play for a macro call. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, we finished our Gore Drinker. We're going to be building towards, I believe, we're going towards Wit's End. Wit's End, Gore Drinker, Titanic is just really, really good. You get a bunch of attack damage from all the items. A lot of on-hit with the Titanic and the Wit's End. So you end up getting, you know, quite a bit of value out of this kit. So as you see, like, the turret's literally two autos from death. I'm like, yo, like, after this mini wave, like, let's just go. I'll just walk up. I'll use my E. I'll tank this thing. Take only 250 damage. Not a big deal. So since I have Demolish, all I'm thinking is, okay, if I just apply pressure on this, this is ridiculous. Okay, so I kill the Rengar. Watch. I wanted to just apply pressure. I killed the Rengar. Why does my... Guys, this is Diamond 2. Why does my team follow me? Why does my team follow me here? I'm like, okay. Like, this didn't need to be a fight. All they had to do was push the inhib. This was such a big throw on my team. I wanted to kill Rengar. That was the freest kill of my life. And then they ended up making it a fight. I'm like, well, dude, it could have just been either me dying, and then we get the inhib. But then they all engaged, and we didn't even get the inhib. That was so stupid, in my opinion. So stupid. What I did was completely fine. They could have just stayed on the inhib. But, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah. No, it looks like we're going Bork instead of... I don't know. Either way. We're going something to do with... Sorry, excuse me. We're going something to do with on hit. So, yeah, we're going Bork, and I think the last item might be Wits End. I don't know. But, yeah, so we're just applying pressure on the bot side of the map. The reason why we're applying pressure on the bot side of the map is because the mid inhib's open, even though it should be dead. In a perfect world, they would have taken the mid inhib, and then we would have all been grouped bot, right? But, unfortunately, they decided to do a pretty big throw. Give Rengar a lot of gold, as you guys see. He got a triple kill. It's just not a good, not a good look. So we grab this tower, and Lee Sin gets a really good kick here for a reset. They end up chasing us for. I'm just all right. Boom. We reset. I picked up my recurve bow and a vamp scepter. So yeah, like I said, this is going towards Bork. I thought it was Wits End, but it's towards Bork. So this drag fight is, or sorry, Baron fight ends up going, I believe it goes pretty well. I can't exactly remember this Baron fight, so hold on, I'm just going to sit back and watch this real quick. I don't exactly remember how this goes. Because Rengar, oh yeah, that's not, Rengar is AP. Oh yeah, Lee Sin Zonia, or stopwatch. The Rengar is AP, so he actually deals an absurd amount of damage AoE. He's very, like, kind of cooldown reliant on his W. He deals no damage without his W. But with his W, and especially, like, you know, his double cast because of his ult, his passive, you know, resetting his abilities, he actually deals a ridiculous amount of damage AoE. So it kind of sucks that, you know, that's the situation of this game, because our Janna was like, I'm not even trying to sound toxic here or anything like this. So yeah, we just killed our jungler, so we're trying to pressure a Baron. Our Janna was absolutely, she was just on spectate mode, turtle mode. She did not have the reaction time, which isn't even that quick of a reaction time, to land an ult to cancel Rengar's leap. I don't know. See right there. She had ult. All she had to do was just ult. And she didn't ult. See? My entire team's always been pinging her. So anyways, we die there on the Baron. They get the Xerath up top. We're all like pinging. We're like, yo, why don't you just ult? All you gotta do is ult. So easy. But, hey. So we picked up Bork. Next item is going to be Wits End. Wits End is really good because obviously Rengar is dealing a lot of magic damage, right? So it's just one of those things that it's going to lower his magic damage. It's going to lower Blue Cane passive. It's going to lower Galio's damage. It's just a really good item to have on Warwick. I mean, some people say they don't like it. Like, some Warwick players say they don't like it. I personally completely disagree. I think it's really good on him. Yeah, I just think it's really good on him. I think it's better than the previous season version of Wits End. Wits End last season was way worse on Warwick, I think, because he didn't need the extra healing on hit. And this version of Wits End actually gives you attack damage, which is huge because that means you actually deal more damage with your ability, let alone the on hit. Before, it just did on hit damage. So yeah, so right now my team is like, I'm looking down bottom. I'm like, yo, I don't even need to recall. My team is like kind of going even or like winning this almost. I'm like, okay. So they stalled enough to the point where I didn't really need to necessarily recall. So what I'm doing here is I'm just like applying pressure. I'm like, okay, so they can send someone for me. If they send one person for me, I kill them. They end up sending 2 people for me. Their Galio and their Lux. And of course, you would think Galio would have used Zhonya's or something, or maybe he didn't have it completed. So right here we get the inhib. I would have actually killed the Galio 1v2, but he's Zonya, so that's unfortunate. But hey, we did what we wanted to do, which was get the inhib. Top inhib is really nice. Like top and bot inhib are really, really nice to have. Because, you know, those are the side lanes. They're the farthest away from objectives. So if we had Dragon spawning and we had top supers, that'd be really, really good. You know, if we had bot lane supers and Baron spawning, that'd be really good as well. So it's just better to have side lane inhibs kind of around objectives than it is to have mid lane. Obviously, an inhib is good either way, but it is better to have side lane inhibs, like completely better in certain situations, certain, you know, time frames of the game. So Rengar ulted here. This is actually a pretty good ult on him. He did this to stall. That was really, really smart of him, because if you see the Rengar eyes above your head, right here, I'm so triggered. I was like, yo, I can't believe I just died for this Lee Sin. But yeah, if you see the Rengar eyes above your head, people aren't gonna want to go in, right? Because especially since he's AP, like they're just gonna either want like kind of chill, walk together, or they're just gonna start walking away from the enemy team. So that was actually really, really good on the Rengar to just ult for presence, ult to distract. So yeah, right here we're on Baron. Let me see. Yeah, we landed a pretty nice fear on the Rengar, and I think that was Zaya, or whoever else that was. And then we actually ulted out of the Galio ult, and then this was a pretty big team fight. We ended up doing a really nice win for the team fight. I'm like, yo, just push mid, push mid. The Xerath and the Lee are both focusing different towers. Why? Why are you focusing different towers? They could have got both towers if they focused the same one, and then the minions go from the one to the other one. Like, oh my god. Wow. What are you going to do? So yeah, we have drag spawning here now. The thing is, though, our jungler's dead. So it's pretty much free for them, but all we're trying to do is like stall. But it's you guys are gonna see what happens, because if we get the drag, it's our soul, right? Like we get Ocean Soul, or I think it was Ocean Soul, which is pretty ideal. But obviously, we didn't have our jungler; they had their entire team. We only had 3, so it's a free Baron for them. But that was a really big drag denial. As you guys see, we're losing in kills right now. We are losing in kills. This is a good video for you guys to, you know, to show you that like it's not an absolute stomp by me. But you guys are gonna see in the last team fight, right around here, that it's completely fine. It's completely fine what happens here. So we actually do this. This is like pretty much the game-winning fight right here. I'm like, okay. I saw Rengar there. Boom. We had to land an ult on the Rengar. We insta-killed him in our ult. And that was the game-winning fight, boys. So I like doing videos like this. It's fun. These are all ranked games on my main as well, so they're a lot higher quality content in terms of gameplay. And also, I think, you know, obviously live games I explain a lot as well, but I think in certain aspects, doing, you know, voiceovers gives a lot of information from different perspectives. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and leave it a thumbs up down below. If you want to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button. Other than that, thank you for watching. Peace out.